we have a tradition, we have a teaching that says every Jew who was alive, every Jew who had ever lived, every Jew who would ever live, was at Mount Sinai when we received the Torah. And so some people have a practice of saying, instead of saying, nice to meet you, they say, nice to see you again when they meet someone new. I tried to take on this practice recently. It's not easy. It's actually kind of weird. You meet someone, you say, it's nice to see you again. And they say, oh, have we met before? And you say, yes, but it's been a little while. And they say, oh, how long? And I have to say, oh, 5,000 years. So I don't really do that anymore. But I'm still really interested in this idea, this tradition that says we were all together at Sinai. It's based on a verse in Devarim, in Parshat Nitzavim, towards the end of the Torah. God says, I make this covenant with its sanctions not with you alone, but both with those who are here standing with us this day before God, and with those who are not here with us this day. Yet asher yeshno po imanu omed hayom, ve'et asher einenu po imanu hayom. The Baal Turim, Jacob ben Asher, points out that this language from Devarim shows up also in Shemot, used by God at Mount Sinai. Those who are standing here with us today, asher yeshno po imanu omed hayom, and those who are not here with us this day, asher einenu po imanu hayom. Every commentator I could find, Rashi, Ibn Ezra, Ramban, Seforno, and then I stopped looking, says that asher einenu po imanu hayom refers to future generations, meaning Sinai was a gathering of every soul that was and ever would be. Imagine the party. Hundreds of generations gathering together, entering the covenant together, receiving Torah together. I wonder where my family was. We're more in the middle of it all kind of people, as opposed to sitting on the sidelines kind of people. So I suspect that goes all the way back in our lineage, and I imagine it'll continue down the line as well. Every Shavuot I pause and I think about this beautiful teaching. I feel warm inside imagining my family all together, picnicking at Sinai, resting from a lot of travel, anticipating what's coming next. Now, to be accurate, to be true to the text, the commentators point out, it says those who are standing with us here today and those who are not with us today, which commentators understand to mean those who were living, were in bodily form, and the rest of us, it was our souls that were present. But regardless, Matan Torah, the moment of our receiving the Torah at Sinai, was the only time we were ever all together. And I feel such joy thinking of them, thinking of my family, thinking of all of us, just enjoying each other's company. And I also feel a little bit of heartbreak. Heartbreak because we'll never have that opportunity again, the chance to all be together, everyone who was, whoever will be. The empty seats at our tables are particularly in our faces during holidays and life cycle events. We're now 29 days from our wedding, and we've been working with our godsend of a wedding planner, reminding people to send in their RSVPs again and again and again. And we're intensely, deeply aware of our loved ones who are not with us on this journey anymore. Between the two of us, 5 of our grandparents have died. All of our great-grandparents and further back, they're all gone. And I hope and I trust we'll feel their love with us in that moment under the chuppah, but it's hard knowing they won't be there and that we won't get to talk to them about it the next day or the next week. It's also hard realizing they won't meet our kids if one day we have children. That our possible one-day children won't play and sing and run around with so many loved ones we had the chance to do that with over our lives. But they were all together at Sinai. We were all together at Sinai. As we realize how our families are changing, how our community is changing, as our community mourns loved ones and welcomes new life, Shavuot gives us an opportunity to remember the past, to express hope for the future. It's a day of unifying the is, the was, and the will be, the present with the past and the future. As we celebrate having received the Torah from God at Sinai, Shavuot also offers us the chance to think about what Torah we've received from our loved ones who we've lost. Since last Shavuot, my dear friend and classmate Leah Anderson died. Leah was a thoughtful teacher and a passionate advocate for her family and friends. We have a group of about 10 of us who became very close over the last number of years since I moved to Boston. And we spent the last few Shavuots together, staying up all night, learning and singing and eating and eating and eating. And there's a hole in our group. There's a hole in our hearts, knowing this year Leah won't teach us at 3 a.m. about the intersection of witchcraft and halakha, or one of the other kind of obscure but always interesting topics she found. And as it turns out, most of our friend group is all over the place for Shavuot this year. I find a little bit of comfort in thinking about us all receiving Torah together, standing at Sinai together, Leah singing and dancing and learning with us and with people we haven't even met yet, future generations we can't even imagine. Although Leah has died, her Torah, her teachings, her life advice, her very unique sense of humor live on. We keep her memory alive and with us through sharing her Torah. The Kotzker Rabbi was once asked, why is Shavuot called Zman Matan Torah, the time that Torah was given, rather than the time the Torah was received? He answered, the giving took place on one day, but the receiving takes place at all times. May we merit to receive the Torah of our loved ones. May we see ourselves and all our people standing together at Sinai. And may we experience Shavuot as a remembrance and a celebration of all that was and all that ever will be. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach.